Where have I been the last few months? Well, to answer that question, we actually need to go back more than a year ago. So in fall 2023, I was exhausted like all the time. I would wake up, struggle to get through a full work day, come home, want to take a nap, want to go to sleep, but I would end up going for a walk, eating dinner. Shout out to my husband who helped motivate me to do that, even though all I wanted to do was sleep. I would stay up as long as possible before going to bed for the night. So in January 2024, I was still experiencing extreme exhaustion. So I talked to the doctor about it and I was like, listen, I am struggling. I am so tired all of the time. So we did a lot of extensive blood work, and the blood work came back and pretty much everything looked normal. The only thing that was a little bit low was my vitamin C. And she said, you know, it's the winter, it will probably improve as the summer months come along. So she didn't prescribe me anything, and that was that. So I actually did improve during the longer summer months when there was more sunshine, but I was still struggling a little bit with the cycle of waking up, feeling tired, wanting to go back to bed. I was still struggling with that even in the summer months. But this January, I became really sick and ended up having to go to the doctor. And since it had been a year since I had my last blood test, they were like, hey, we're just gonna go ahead and do all of these blood tests again. I did not know that it was going to cost me like over $300, but that's besides the point. So we ended up doing a whole bunch of blood tests, and I received my blood test back, and it turns out that my iron is really, really, really low. And for some reason, my doctor had not tested my iron the year prior. So basically, she came to the conclusion that my low iron is what has been causing me to be extremely exhausted all the time. So I ended up being prescribed an iron supplement, and I have been taking that now for a few months, and I have seen slight improvements. Again, it's now into the summer months, so that has also, I think, helped a little bit, having more sunshine, although it's raining today. And having longer days, I think, just helps in general with me not feeling so tired. But yes, I think the iron supplements have helped a little bit. I also realized I just had way too much going on in my life. I was volunteering for some things, and I had a lot of work stress and responsibility, especially at the beginning of the year. I was working on a really difficult article, and it was draining me emotionally. It took a lot of my effort. At the same time, we were moving into the apartment that we're in now. And then later in the year, my husband also was laid off from his job. So there was just a lot of stress and a lot happening. So yeah, for the first few months of this year, I was just physically not doing super well. And I was dealing with a lot of stress. And so I wanted to take a step back from YouTube and allow myself some more time, not put the pressure on myself to create videos. And I have since stepped away from some of the responsibilities that I had signed myself up for. So I am feeling a little bit less stressed now, and I'm excited to be making YouTube videos again. What this looks like in the future, I don't really know. This isn't a job for me. I don't make any money on YouTube. This is a hobby. It's something that I want to do for fun. So I don't want to put myself to a schedule and say I have to release videos every week or every other week or even every month, because by putting those constraints on myself, it adds stress. And to be completely honest, I don't want to be any more stressed than I have been. So I'm not going to do that to myself. I do have a couple videos planned. When they will come out, I don't know, but I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.